The Lord of the Rings novels are nothing short of spectacular. The action-filled adventures and the sentimental moments between the characters won over the readers long before the book series became a blockbuster film series. However, adding every detail in the movie adaptation can be difficult. That's why we bring to you marvelous aspects from the books that just couldn't find its way onto the big screen. Here are the differences between Lord of the Rings books and movies. The Wizard Duel. In the film, Gandalf is greeted by Saruman at his arrival at Isengard, and they discuss Sauron's forces. Saruman takes Gandalf to show him the Palantir, which in the books is not revealed until the Two Towers. Saruman reveals that the Ringwraiths are searching for the Shire. Gandalf tries to leave, but Saruman magically closes all the exits, trapping Gandalf. Saruman telekinetically snatches Gandalf's staff after a combat, and sends him crashing up through the ceiling. Gandalf summons Eagle Gwaihir, and as Saruman comes to interrogate him about the ring's location, Gandalf leaps from the roof and lands on Gwaihir's back, and they fly off. In the book, this incident is noticeably different. Gandalf is met by Radagast in the South Farthing and is told that he has been sent by Saruman with information that Nazgul are aboard and looking for the Shire. Gandalf then visits Isengard and instructs Radagast to send messages to Saruman. At Gandalf's arrival at Orenthak, he finds that there are people there. While in the movie, he and Saruman are by themselves, Saruman talks to Gandalf and reveals that he has sided with Sauron. It's unclear whether Saruman actually stands by this belief or if he's just trying to sway Gandalf, but his character is notably more nuanced than the wicked in the film. Gandalf surrenders and is escorted by Saruman's minions until Gwaihir arrives and carries Gandalf off to Rohan. In this book version, there is no duel between the wizards. Changing Frodo's character. The epic of Tolkien's myth has succeeded in proving that even the smallest and weakest among us has great power and strength. As the world collapses, their survival lies in the shoulders of the boy from Bag End. While it's hard to imagine anyone other than Elijah Wood as Frodo Baggins, his touching performance includes the dramatic changes made from book to screen. He may have a size and a small body, but Frodo, seen in Tolkien's original writings, is an incomparable hero. Throughout the Fellowship of the Ring, Peter Jackson reduced Frodo's literacy and effectively reduced him to being a damsel in distress character. Although he bravely fought Nazgul at Weatherstop in the book series, in the movies he's filled with fear and is pushed to crawl straight into safety. In the Mines of Moria, Frodo helps to fight the troll into the cave, but during those scenes in the films, he does nothing, proving to be useless. While we can understand the need to make the ring bearer more valuable and more dangerous, Frodo's character was unnecessarily changed when the content of the source gave him ample opportunity to strike more than his weight. In the end, Frodo doesn't show any depth of the character in the film as in the book, where he grows so much in his experience, to the point that even Saruman shows him great respect and admiration. In the films, however, Frodo's very weak and cowardly and rather unaffected by the war, unlike in the books. The character of Ents. While the Ents are an integral part of Tolkien's story, Peter Jackson's trilogy treats them as the lazy and most irrational characters in Middle-earth. When we meet the character of Ents, the genocide of the Saruman tree has been an ongoing event for some time. Somehow they fail to see the widespread deforestation and seem oblivious to the killing of their brothers. Although Merry and Pippin called the Fangorn Forest Army, the Ents play ostrich and become the greenest pacifists across Vietnam. This leads Merry to utter the words that have the least impact in the film trilogy, "But you're part of this world, aren't you?" It wasn't until Treebeard took the hobbits on an afternoon trip that he finally saw the destruction of his brother's Ents. Like Eowyn, he lets out a horrifying screech to let the wizard know that his days are numbered. This is seen by a mockery of the characters Tolkien had initially created. In the book, the arrival of Merry and Pippin comes just before Entmoot, where Treebeard and company immediately decide to bring ruin to Saruman. They do not need to think about it, for they are intelligent, knowledgeable, and proud of their people. In movies, Ents have no agency and instead acts as a filler plot while the rest of the movie's story unfolds. Issues within the Fellowship. In the book, the Fellowship rests at the Andean River, where they discuss if they should go to Minas Tirith or to Mordor to destroy the One Ring. Due to this difficult decision, Frodo asks Aragorn to make the decision on where to go. For an hour. During this, Boromir chases Frodo in an attempt to take the ring from him. In In the movie, the Fellowship is collecting wood for a fire when Boromir tries to take the ring from Frodo. Another difference is the attack on the Uruk-hai, which in the book, the Fellowship is aware of, while in the movie, they're taken by surprise. In the movie, Frodo is shown to be meeting Aragorn when given Aragorn's permission to carry on the quest, and after Merry and Pippin are seen scheming in Frodo's plan to leave by distracting the orcs so that he can get away. This doesn't happen in the book. In the book, Frodo leaves on his own without any intention to go with anyone else. However, Sam figures it out and rushes to his master to assist him. Frodo's unsure about taking Sam with him on the quest, but he finally agrees. Exclusion of Tom Bombadil. There are many who agree with Peter Jackson's decision to not include the mysterious man of the forest, aka Tom Bombadil, in the movie. He may not have been an integral part of the movie's plot, but his presence would create much needed space between the flight from Shire to the forming of Fellowship. Indeed, Peter Jackson's introductory movie accelerates events that take a long time to happen. Although this first film portrays the escape of hobbits as a one-day affair, Tolkien's book offers many pages to this event. Given his real, mysterious, and indescribable nature, Bombadil could be one of Jackson's most beautiful and unique creations. He would give a sense of mystery and gentleness to this story before a series of adverse events that would soon befall our heroes. Inclusion of this intriguing character would have brought a sense of playfulness to the movie's theme, but more importantly, the presence of Bombadil would have introduced Barrow-downs and the daggers needed to bring ruin to the spawn of Sauron's birth. Introduction of these deadly weapons to the Fellowship would have been a very satisfying scenario, especially when Merry used her weapon against the Witch King of Angmar in the book, The Return of the King. Arwen's character. For unspecified reasons in the film, it may be that breaking the One Ring could break the power of some of the great rings the elves embedded themselves in, but this is unclear. Arwen's fate is tied to the ring in the movies as she decides to be mortal over eternal life. While this was added in the films, was never explained, though she may have tied her destiny to the ring when she saved Frodo by saying, "What grace is given to me, let it pass on to him." The quote of Elrond, "Arwen's life is now tied to the fate of the ring," might be an explanation to this, since the fate of free people in Middle-earth depends on the destruction of the ring. Elrond's statement simply refers to the fact that Arwen's fate will be the same, due to her decision to stay. Fear erupted after the first film that she would be made a warrior princess due to her replacing Glorfindel. Although Arwen rarely appears in books, she seems to have great potential and power in films. Unlike her father and many other characters, Arwen also seemed more optimistic. Another example of the difference in Arwen's character is that she briefly abandons her promise to Aragorn and leaves Rivendell on the westward journey. In the book, however, she remains true to him even to the point of making a token of him for his impending victory. The Lord of the Rings movie. It seems that the film trilogy we know and love is ready to continue with a special anime movie. The announcement comes courtesy of New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers Animation. These companies are coming together to make Middle-earth anime. The film will be titled The Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim, and will be set in the same timeline as Peter Jackson's films. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the differences in the Lord of the Rings novels and movies. Do you agree with our list? Which one do you prefer more, the book or the movie? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.